I have been on the earth too, many times. I've been on other planets many times. I've helped to create planets, including the earth, many times. That's how old I am in your terms. That's how old I am. Because experience stretches back and back and back and back for me. And I am not saying this to say, look what I've achieved. I'm saying this to say that experience at heart stretches back and back and back and back for you too. Whoever you are watching this, listening to this, you are an angelic being. No matter how angry you feel at the moment, or how bitter you feel at the moment, or how ill you feel at the moment, or how isolated you feel at the moment, you are an angelic being. And this little experience of your seemingly one earthly life is only little because you do not have intact or access to your greater memories, your angelic memories. And those things that I mentioned, the isolation, the anger, the bitterness, sometimes the resentment, the fear, all those things exist at your perimeter. They are part of the crust of vibration that has been troweled on around you because of the inability of souls on earth to let go of the incident millennia ago we call the fall. As a result of that incident, vibrations on earth cannot be cleared away and used for something else as they are cleared away and used for something else in other spheres of activity, other spheres of angelic activity, other planets. They layer one on top of the other, of the other, of the other, of the other. And as they do so, the vibration becomes denser, the angelic energy becomes harder to access, and so the negative aspects of creation, and the negative aspect is used usually to clear things away, to make way for new things. The negative aspects cannot clear things away and become magnified or focused on or intensified. And so you cannot draw on angelic energy from outside of the earth except where it is streamed to you. And so instead you draw on the dwindling energy of the crust of negative vibration that you have formed around the earth and around yourselves. And as a result of that, the dominant attributes, if I can use that word, of your life are negative. You become ill, you feel lonely, you resent your brothers and sisters, you become bitter, you become angry, you become violent, because you are being fed by the crust, the layered vibration that cannot dissipate, the negative vibration around you personally, because it gathers around your aura like a cloak of darkness, and around the earth, which is also a muffling cloak of darkness that is so dense it cannot let in higher vibrations. That sounds a very negative thing to say to you, doesn't it? No, it is factual information. It is saying, this is how the world is really working. This is how you are really working at present. But there is an escape plan, and there is a personal escape plan that you can put into action at any time during your life on earth. And that escape plan involves you daily setting aside some time to literally be yourself, to be the angel that you really are, to become still. Because when you become still, When you say in your head and your heart, I'm not having any of this for a few minutes, this is nothing to do with me for a few minutes, I am being myself, you raise your vibration. You raise your vibration. And as you raise your vibration, we reach down to connect with that vibration. We have to do it through soul groups at the moment. We cannot do it for the most part directly, except with those souls who have completely eliminated the effects of the fall from their personal world. We reach down through the soul groups, and there is a streaming, a dilution necessary, but a streaming of high vibration down to you, which illuminates the angel that you are at core and gradually begins to push away your personal crust of negative vibration. If you do this each day and we connect with you each day, you then begin to push away and dissolve and dissipate your personal crust of vibration. But then your illuminated vibration pushes against the crust of society and the crust of the earth and helps to dissipate those negative vibrations too. So I speak to you as a reminder that you are not what you see, and that you can reconnect with not what you see, but what you actually are by investing a little of your time here each day in silence, in peace, in the will to connect with something kinder, something more loving, something more noble, with a mindset and a heart set that do no harm to anyone, but elevate elevate all life, elevate everyone, and send nothing but goodness and love and uplifting energy to every soul on earth. I also want to remind you that we have come through my other half, the other half of my sphere, my orbit, and I today, to say you have that connection to someone. Now, you may have that connection to someone on earth now. The other half of your orbit may be with you on earth now. But if you feel isolated to the extent that you will never have a reflection of yourself that loves you, that loves what you are, you will never feel whole. Understand that that feeling of not feeling whole is because you are divorced because of vibrational differences between yourself and the other half of your sphere. That other half of your sphere exists. It is the nature of the duality of angelic life to reflect yourself, to discover in another aspect of yourself, which is also an individualization of the divine, so that there are two, but there is also one. It is your nature to exist as one half of a whole. And then it is the nature of angelic beings as this orbit of one around the other to then exist as greater orbits within groups of the angelic host. But we will not go into that today. Suffice it to say that you have another half, that you have completion also waiting for you at some stage in your spiritual reconnection. Now, I do not tell you this under any circumstances for you to say, right, I am going to abandon my life on earth. No, that is not the way to enter into the cleansing spheres. You are here for a certain amount of time to balance your vibrations, to address your karma from past lives, and to do some good here if you so wish. And to cut short that existence is entirely, and I stress entirely, the wrong thing to do. If you do that, you set in motion mechanisms that will restrict you further for some time. So what I am saying is, be at peace in the knowledge that those things that you feel you like are not only waiting for you, but are already yours. And one day you will be reconnected with them and will not exist. I don't want to say exist. You will express yourself as a complete, a happy, a purposeful, and an evolving spirit being that is a glory to yourself, a delight to the rest of the angelic host, and a living expression of the loving energy of the divine. That is the closest I can get to it in earthly words. I hope I've encouraged you today, encouraged you to examine your life and to examine self, and to be brave enough to step out of the chaos of the outer world, into the inner world, where you will find inspiration, reconnection, and yourself. Yes. 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 Joseph, as Joseph, I'm reminded by the lady, for want of a better term, the feminine half of the angelic being that I've been channeling on your behalf, that she wanted to say that when she was on the earth, and that this was a time before current civilization, when she reached the point at which I am standing now, with that choice of whether or not to go back into infinity, she met me there. In other words, and I say this as a final plea today, in other words, at that time of that former civilization, I was doing then, as part of my soul group, what I am doing today, which was attempting to make souls on earth see the light, literally see the light. I have done this for a long, long, long time. And I yearn, because I am so close to it, I yearn for the completion of vibration that I will experience by moving out into infinity. But I cannot and I will not do that until we have turned things around on earth. Neither will my brothers and sisters, the spirits who are so familiar to Michael and the members of the Band of Light. We have vowed to remain until we re-establish light on earth, re-establish light within the souls on earth, and get the souls on earth, if you'll forgive my expression, the hell out of there. We are fatigued because your vibration pulls us. We are caught in that infinity calls to us with its bliss and its freedom. And the vibration of the earth, because that's where we originated this particular exercise. The pull of the earth and the darkness of the earth and the density of the earth pulls at us. Michael has said in the last couple of years that, quite rightly, that it is more difficult for us than it used to be to communicate with him and with the earth. It is more difficult because of the increasing density of the earth. If you can't do it for yourselves, and I say this with a raised eyebrow, do it for us. And I will speak to you in greater circumstances in due course.
And we have now come to the end of that amazing transmission. Not only Joseph coming through, the energy was just enormous in the room, but also Joseph channeling angelic energy, absolutely incredible. The message that Joseph gave was that we can all do something that will make change happen. And that is by joining us in the World Meditation Alliance. And we will show those details of how you can do that on the bottom of this video. Basically, it means giving up an hour and a quarter on a weekly basis to join us, the World Meditation Alliance. And we meditate in perfect alignment with that angelic intention. Michael gives us that intention on a monthly basis. He channels it through the Joseph Communication Group. You need to join us. We need to get over 10,000 people meditating together, and we can make a difference. We can make a change, as Joseph said. So from Joseph's plug, I feel I can mention this. Please join us. Please, please, please join us in the meditation. The difference will be enormous that we can make together. And on that, I say goodbye from Michael, who will be out of it for some time now, and from myself. God bless. Thank you.